Yes, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for more One Piece. I see you, Kohagen. I see you, Ravi. It is good to see everyone here for yet another One Piece reaction. So let's go ahead and get started today, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another live reaction for One Piece! Last we left out on, we had Luffy speaking to Loki and finding out that Loki's been chained to all of Elbaf, basically the giant tree that makes up the entire nation of Elbaf, which we come to learn is the Jewel Tree Atom, the same tree of which the ships like the Oro Jackson and the Thousand Sunny have been made from. Finding out that Shanks was there on Elbaf, and Luffy's curious. Loki tries to badmouth Shanks, and Luffy almost caves this dude's skull in an instant. Not only that, but we have Nami and company making their way across the bridge, while Roto is right behind them, followed by Gerd and Goldberg. We now know that Harudin is downstairs in the underworld, in the same area that Luffy's down in with Loki, and he's there with Stanzen. And they're getting a moose that looks like a T-Rex with antlers and fur, as a meal for the Straw Hat crew. So that's going on. And then we have Brooke cutting Robin's hair so that Robin has the pre-time skip look that she's had. The same look she's had when she was a child and kept up until before the time skip. She now has her hair styled in a way so Saul can easily recognize her. And then we cap off the last chapter with someone screaming that Dr. Saul has fallen and he can't get up. So now that we're off of this 3-week break, let's find out what happens in chapter 1132, Adventure in Elbaf. And we got a continuation of the cover story of Yamato. Ogre Child, Yamato's Golden Harvest, Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 19, Udon Castle under reconstruction at the quarry. So now, and you can see the old factories that were in the background back in Udon, and Udon Castle is being rebuilt in the style of Wano ancestry. No more influences from Orochi or Kaido. It's now being rebuilt as Wano is entering into a brand new era of peace. So I can't wait to see this story get continued. But now we cut back. We cut back to, it's the Great Eric! The giant pirates have returned! And it's that same kid that same giant kid that wanted to join Shanks' crew. You know, before Shanks completely bodied the entirety of the kid pirates. It's the Great Eric! The giant pirates have returned! Isn't that great? What took them so long? Hey, captains! Are you gonna drink at the pub? Child of Elbaf, Kowloon. I'm not going to say colon because it sounds like colon, and I don't want to call a child colon. Child of Elbaf, Kowloon. And then Dory just puts his hands up like, nope, we're not going to be drinking at the pub. Aww. Oh no, they're going straight up. Oh, they are? If that's smart, if they got guests with them. Once they start drinking, they'll be here for 3 whole days. If you're going up to the Sun World too, then I've got Ripley's favorite. Ripley? I've got Ripley's favorite here, and a bit of Daddy's favorite too. Wow, thanks! Do you know about the pirate that Captain Dory Broggy are bringing here? He was just named one of the 4 emperors. Even Captain Redhair was talking about him. And then it shows Shanks when he was speaking to him as he goes, don't forget this name, Straw Hat Luffy. And this is back when Shanks was just chilling with everybody. He was talking to all the giants in the pub about Luffy. Okay, I'm off. Hey, kid, tell the captains we'll deliver the snacks for their feast later. Yeah, sure. And then we get Harudin and Stanzen, because, the Great Eric is the same ship of Dorian Brockett, and they're obviously already made it there. Look, it's the Great Eric. Our timing's perfect. The Rainbow's just touched down. Let's ride their coattails. And wait, coattails. It's a rainbow. Huh? What?
A rainbow! It's so pretty! What a huge rainbow!
I wonder if it's raining on the other side. And then Brooke, while they're all looking at it, goes, I've never felt a rainbow so close before. And then, Bonnie, she's here going,
It's really bright and solid!
And, she's in her regular child state, because remember, she's 12 years old. And then we have Jinbei going, are they supposed to be visible at this angle? And then Lilith.
It's such a mysterious and beautiful sight every time I see it.
And then we get Broggy. Is it that wondrous to you? We draw them with these painters. What? Those are painters? Draw them? You mean you created that rainbow? But of course! We're kneeling the foot. Ready to go, captains. Whoops, you gotta grab onto us now. This ship's gotta go vertical. Huh? And they immediately they're riding on the rainbow. It's a rainbow bridge. It's essentially the rainbow bridge to other realms. If this is an Yggdrasil, I don't know what to tell you. They immediately just go vertical. Vertical? Oh. Ah! And then Jinbei is holding on while Robin is holding on to Bonnie. Hey, wait! What's happening? Time to go up. Oh, I guess we didn't explain this yet, did we? The Elbaf villagers are on top of that tree, so we go right up this rainbow to get there. We'll have a grand feast when we arrive. No, not that part. Explain about the rainbow. And this is Frankie. And Bonnie is screaming,
What is this ship riding on?
And then Robin goes, rainbows are caused by the refraction of light passing through raindrops. What nonsense are you saying? You can ride on rainbows. I'm gonna let it go. In the world of One Piece, logic is optional. But everyone's all like, you can? And they're riding on the rainbow. Not only that, but Harudin and his crew, they are riding on the rainbow with them. And the Great Eric, which is the ship that Dory and Broggy are on, it is really huge compared to Harudin's ship. I thought his ship would be massive, but compared to Dory and Broggy's, his ship looks like a dinghy. And this is Harudin, and he's a giant too. But everyone is amazed at the fact that they're riding on rainbows. We're really riding on it. Ga-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ga-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. It's a tailwind perfect rainbow sailing weather. There's no resistance to the flow, so once you've rowed a bit, the rainbow carries you the rest of the way. And then Jinbei. I bet Luffy and the others will lose their minds when they see this. And Brooke. I think I've lost my mind already. Yo! And then Frankie. Yeah, me too. Oh! And then we have Bonnie.
Wow, it's like sailing on a sea of colors. Even the sparkly sound it makes is pretty.
And then Robin. There are so many things still to learn about the world. And they're singing Brinks' Brew. Time to ship out Brinks' Brew. Sea wind blows to where who knows the ocean be our guide. Yo ho ho yo ho ho. And then we have Dory and Broggy speaking to Harudin. Hey, Captain Dory Broggy, is Straw Hat there? Well, whose ship is that but Harudin and Stanzin? Oh, it's been a while, Harudin. Good to see you, bud. Cyborg! I see, so Straw Hat's coming a bit later. We hunted a moose just for him. Ah, moose is tasty stuff. I'm getting hungry already. Only if there's leftovers. This is for the Straw Hat crew. Yeah. Fair enough. And they keep going. And then we cut to the rope bridge connecting the underworld and Sunworld. And it is Goldberg. it's Goldberg and Gerd, and it's Goldberg and Gerd, and Luffy's there, and he's suddenly in the air. He just flies in the air all of a sudden. Yeah, Luffy's just flying from the underworld all the way up to where Gerd and Goldberg are. How? Question for later. Huh? Ah! The Sunny! Hey, that's our ship! Ah?
Ah, you must be Luffy. You must be Luffy. He's so cute.
And this is Gerd, who's just holding him in her hands.
I love little humans, but I'm not like him. I'm not like that weirdo Rodo. I don't want to look you. I don't want to lock you up. I just want to be friends.
Ah, Gerd, that's really not the point right now.
Oh, sorry. I know all about you. You were brought here against your will. And that was because of that weirdo I know against my will. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that.
You mean that bonehead guy? You just flew from the underworld. Did you fall down there?
Huh?
And then Luffy gets like this stricken face over all because Loki apparently back before Luffy flew up from the underworld. Loki told him, "Don't tell anyone about meeting me, or a little promise. You got that, Luffy?" Luffy. Lord, please. Lord, please tell me he didn't promise to release Loki. Lord, this is the first chapter we get in 3 weeks, and now there's implications that Luffy promised Loki something. Please tell me he did not promise Loki that he would set him free. Don't tell anyone about meeting me, or a little promise. You got that, Luffy? And then Luffy just starts stammering over his words. That is because Luffy is horrible at lying. Remember when he tried lying when he was a child back at, Great Terminal? To, like, Bluegill and his crew? And he's just notoriously bad at lying. That is... Hey, it's too cold to be sweating that much. Don't worry about it, man. We're just glad you're all right. Elbaf Sun World, second level. And then someone is screaming, "Now I found you! At last! Come back to me, my perfect little live dolls!" And it's Rodo. And everyone is screaming, "Ah!" Quickly, before everyone finds out, I have to lock you up more securely than before, so I can keep you for life. My ultra rare Nomi and ultra rare jumper. And right before Road can grab both Nami and Chopper, an entire tree is cut pretty much by Zoro, and it falls directly in front of Rodo's face. And he slams into it face first.
I don't believe it. Even animals wouldn't fall for that trap.
They literally set a trap for Rodo, and he just fell for it.
Oh, jeez, you overdid it, Zoro and Sanji!
We can't get in trouble. We didn't touch him. Let's get going. I want to see this land of giants now. Curse, you tiny humans! Almost choked. Ugh. I'm good. Curse you, tiny humans. This actually helps with this voice, though. I'm okay. Huh?
There he is! And the Straw Hat's up there, too!
That sounds like my ultra rare Gerd. Perhaps she has come to rescue me.
Stop right there, Rodo, you freak!
And both Gerd and Goldberg just bash Rodo in the back of the head. They just bash him in the back of the head. They use the blunt edges. Well, Gerd uses the blunt edge of her giant battle axe, while, Goldberg has a Kanabo of his own, kind of reminiscent of Kaido's a little bit, but, much bigger since, it's a giant size. and they just beat this dude over the head. And then Sanji, awestruck as usual, wow, a giant babe! See, now the evidence of our attack is gone.
Good point. Ah!
And then Nami goes,
Hey, you guys! Luffy! The Sunny's here too!
and Roto is just out. He is out.
Hello there. You must be the Straw Hat crew. I'm Gerd, and this is Goldberg. We're Harudin's friends.
And Sanji's still enamored, and Luffy lands where everyone else is.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that scary experience. Don't worry, we'll be escorting you from here.
Wow, so Gerd's gonna show us around? We didn't know what happened to us.
Oh, I'll explain and make him pay for it.
And then Luffy just starts running and goes, let's go, Usopp! The Elbaf village is supposed to be on this level! Yeah! I can't wait to see it! And Chopper's happy too. And then Gerd goes,
just go straight through these woods and you'll reach the clouds. Hitch a ride and you'll see the village.
And then Gerd goes,
let's go after him.
As she picks them all up. Oh, no, it's not a matter of she's picking them all up. She has the rest of the straw. Are my eyes? I want to make sure my eyes are not deceiving me. And since this is a special sound effect right here, Gerd has them all sitting on her chest, including Sanji. So you know you can't do anything with this man now. So yeah, they're all sitting on Gerd's chest and they're just preparing to head out. Let's
go after him.
Whoa! It's island clouds! Wait, what if they're not? She said we could ride them. And then Luffy's just screaming out, wow! And then we're cutting back to the giant pirate ship again. On the giant pirate ship. Once we pass these clouds, you'll see it. Elbaf has 3 levels. Astral, Sun, Under. Starting from the top, it's the Astral World, Sun World, and Underworld. We live on the Sun World, where the sun's rays reach. There are a number of villages there. And then Robin is getting, excited as Dory and Brogy continue. It's too big to see all of it at once, but that's our village over there. And then Robin just goes,
wow.
Welcome to Elbaf! We finally get introduced. Welcome to Elbaf! We're here officially! We are here in Elbaf! And it's a gorgeous looking village too. Welcome to Elbaf! To be in the presence, and then we get special narration. To be in the presence of the Gargantuan is to know emotion. Who can possibly put this sight into words that convey its grandeur? And remember, and we get a flashback panel where Usopp and Luffy from way back when, over 1,000 chapters ago, where they are talking about Elbaf, where Usopp says, you guys, someday I swear, I'm going to Elbaf! And he's locked in arms with Luffy when they are on the Merry. And now we have Luffy's face. We have Luffy's face and Usopp's face. You guys, someday I swear, I'm going to Elbaf! To the village of warriors! All right, Usopp, let's do it! We get Luffy's face, who's just happy to be in a new place, and Usopp, who's just crying tears of joy because the very goal that he wanted to reach on this voyage with the Straw Hat crew, he's finally here. Welcome to Elbaf. Robin, we see her with her hair cut from the pre-time skip, and I want to say, I think the way that Robin is drawn in this particular chapter did Oda make her look even more beautiful. I want to say that. But we get Robin's face, Chopper, Frankie, Zoro, Bonnie, Jinbei, Nami, Brook, Lilith, Sanji, who's glad to be on a woman's chest right now and she's not slapping him. And the narration continues. To be in the presence of the Gargantuan is to know emotion. who can possibly put this sight into words that convey its grandeur. But most simplify the matter by just using the name Elbaf for the land of the giants. This is Elbaf Island, the kingdom of Warland. But most simplify the matter by just using the name Elbaf for the land of the giants. And then Harudin cries out, "Hey, Straw Hat! Oh, Luffy's group is here. We've been looking for you." "Did you guys just get here? Glad we found you. It worked out in the end." Plants, trees, vines, flowers, insects, fish, birds, and animals. Everything is breathtakingly huge. Adventurers, do not regret your time lost here. And here's the thing, this is the first time Luffy and everyone else are seeing everyone on the Great Eric and Harudin ship sailing on a rainbow. What? Are you guys riding on a rainbow? Elbaf rules! Adventurers, do not regret your lost time here. However, if there is one message you take away from my account of the gigantic and mystical land of Elbaf, let it be this word of warning. Oh, we got some... Okay. I was about to say, who is this person standing here? But no, it's just a giant bear. Yeah, it's a giant bear, but there's someone walking amongst all the giant leaves and such, and it's a normal-sized person. However, if there is one message you take away from my account of the gigantic and mystical land of Elbaf, let us on the ship! Let it be this word of warning. Do not overstay your welcome here. Lewis Arnott, Explorer. Okay, Oda. Okay, and that's the end of the chapter. Oh. Okay. Whoa, hold on. Yo! Oh, hold on. We gotta recognize this. Ozzy coming in with a commemoration of being a member for 29 months. Ozzy, my friend, thank you. Greetings, fellow peoples. Elbaf is about to be off the chain. Yes, it is. Oh yeah, I'm good. Drink some water. I know, Kitty. I know. I'm good, Kitty. I'm good, Ozzy. Yeah. And Sanji isn't bleeding out. Nope. Oh yeah. Once the narrator speaks, and the speech bubble is speech bubble. Once the narrator speaks and the words of the narrator are on parchment speech bubbles and not regular embroidered speech bubbles, you know we are somewhere special. But also, good to see you, Skip. And CDs as well. Let's see, Dreams of Water, Sanji's in heaven and he doesn't even need to die. This is why Robin is best girl. Correction, best woman. Yeah. We're about to learn something very sinister about Elbaf. I wonder. Okay, so here's the thing. Luffy has made his way up to everyone after Loki told him, you know what? Let me do this. One Piece. Do. So they don't have a long summary up, but short summary. Well, actually, going through this, the Great Eric arrives at the shores of Elbaf, where they are greeted by Kowloon. I'm refusing to call a child Colon. Where they're greeted by Kowloon. Kowloon is anxious to meet Luffy, as Shanks told the child about Luffy's exploits. The Great Eric joins up with the Naglfar, which is apparently the ship of Harudin. I didn't know that was its name. I did not know that was the name of the ship. Or if it was mentioned in Dressrosa, then I pretty much forgot. My bad. The Great Eric joins up with the Naglfar, with Harudin and Stanzin aboard as they approach a rainbow bridge nearby Elbaf. Dory and Broggy explain to the Straw Hat Pirates, Lilith and Bonnie, that the rainbows are artificially created and serve as a bridge to enter Elbaf's upper levels. As Luffy leaves the underworld, he meets up with Gerd and Goldberg, the latter of whom is still carrying the Thousand Sunny. Gerd carries Luffy across the bridge and explains to him what Road did. Road, distancing herself from the latter's actions. Luffy remembers that Loki swore him to secrecy concerning their deal. I'm telling you right now, please tell me that Luffy did not promise to release him. Nami and Chopper lure Road into a trap set by Zoro and Sanji, temporarily incapacitating the giant. Immediately afterwards, Gerd and Goldberg arrive and furiously knock out Road for his actions, because he's a pervy dude, and pervy dudes need to be knocked out. Luffy catches up with the rest of the Straw Hats as Gerd introduces herself and Goldberg as Harudine's crew members. Luffy, Chopper, and Usopp charge towards the nearest Elbaf village, while Gerd carries Nami, Zoro, and Sanji after them. At the same time, the Great Eric and the Naglfar arrive at the village as well, with Dory and Broggy explaining the layout of Elbaf to the Straw Hats. At the end of the chapter, a narration from the explorer Louis Arnaut, or Arnott, it says Arnott, but it says Arnaut here, exposits on the wonders of Elbaf, but also warns his readers not to linger in Elbaf for too long under any circumstances. So, if we look up Louis Arnott, it was an explorer and one of the people whose adventures are recorded in Bragman, a book of Grand Line tales. Arnaut is famous for giving Little Garden its name. Though proven to be a true tale since it is mentioned in Bragman, it is considered by the rest of the world to be a mere fantasy. Arnaut has also visited Elbaf at one point and written a description of its grandeur, though he also warned people not to overstay their welcome there for some reason. Yep, at some point over 22 years ago, Arnaut wrote about Little Garden and had his story published in Bragman. He also visited Elbaf at some point. Current status is unknown. Very interesting. Okay. All right, now getting back to you guys. Well, we have made it to Elbaf. We have the official welcome to Elbaf. Because Loki proclaiming what the place was, that was not the official welcome. This chapter 1132, is the official welcome to Elbaf. Welcome to Elbaf, everybody! In chapter 929, page 1, we can see classic Wano hat hanging in a room next to Frankie. It looks similar to the hat the guy was wearing in Crocus cover story, so this person must have been in Wano before. Yeah, you mean like one of those big straw hats, one of those big straw hats from Wano. It looks eerily similar to that. You know who I get reminded of when I see someone with a big old brim hat and a cape behind them? I get reminded of Isun from Okami. Just a very small individual, big old hat with a cape on. I get reminded of Isun from Okami, just a little bit. Many people think it's Shiki. I don't know. Just because you see like a long flowing jagged piece of a silhouette behind the head, that person's head, everyone automatically think it's Shiki the Golden Lion. Everyone always thinks that it's Shiki just because of the hair, but I don't think it is. I don't think it is, because you would think him having a hat on his head would be awkward considering the part of the steering wheel he has lodged up in there. So Shiki doesn't strike me as the type of person that would hide the fact that he has that in his head with a hat. He doesn't strike me as that sort of individual that would have that. But that's just me. That's just me feeling like Shiki may not have a place in Elbaf's story. But that's just, like I said, just me. But you know what I'm happy about? I'm happy all of the Straw Hats are just reunited again. And Sanji is just in pure bliss. He is in pure bliss because he's on the most comfortable riding position that any man wishes they were in. Because you can see Sanji just like, he's all like, oh, I am on the hills alive with the sound of music. He's resting on the hopes and dreams of men. you know those videos where it's like, it should have been him, it should have been me, not him. You know, so many dudes have probably already thought that already. You think it's Louis Arnault himself? That would be funny. It would be. A steering wheel? Ah, yes, Kitty. Kitty does not know. She does not know too much about One Piece, so let me explain. So Shiki, the Golden Lion, is an individual who had one of the biggest, if not the biggest fleet of pirate ships known to man. He was a pirate himself, and he's been imprisoned in Impel Down, the big giant prison I told you about, numerous times. During one altercation, I can't remember if it was when he was fighting Roger or someone else. I think it was when he was fighting Roger. During the altercation, a piece of a ship's steering wheel got permanently lodged up in his head. If they were to take it out, he would pretty much die, so he just left it there. So he now goes around with that, helm's wheel pretty much just stuck in his head, and it's a distinct aspect of his character that is easily noticeable. Like, he's balding around his head, and he has a massively large amount of hair that goes all the way down to his feet, or at least where his feet used to be, because in order for him to escape from Impel Down, he cut both of his feet off, and he replaced them with swords. So one distinct aspect of Shiki is he has a piece of a ship's steering wheel just lodged up in his skull. So, yes. That's Shiki the Golden Lion, who we also learned was a part of the Rocks Pirates crew as well, and we even managed to see like a little younger depiction of him when we were shown some members of the Rocks Pirates when they were heading towards God Valley, which would later lead into the God Valley incident. That's one aspect. Okay, the helm's wheel makes better sense. Yeah. Okay, but that could also be the reason he wanted to see Crocus, a renowned doctor back then. Maybe. Who knows? There's no way of saying I was thinking a legit steering wheel, like from a car. No, there are no cars in One Piece. But there are flying spaceships, which is kind of weird. But then again, it was the Maxim, so that really doesn't count. But Vazu, you are right though. With Crocus being a doctor, I mean, he could have went to go see him to get it removed, but who knows? Oh, Gata! Hey everyone, sorry I'm late. Never feel sorry that if you don't get here immediately when never feel sorry about being late. It's all good. Don't even worry about it. Also, Hybrid, good to see you as well. So, we got everyone meeting up with each other. Luffy struggling to keep, the secret of meeting Loki and whatever deal they got going to himself. Luckily, Goldberg doesn't push the matter, so that takes the pressure off of Luffy. We learned of the levels of Elbaf. So at the bottom is the underworld, where all those big beasts are and where Loki is imprisoned. In the middle is called the Sun World, where the main village is, and at the very top, where it has that narrower bunches of trees at the top of the tree, is known as the Astral World. I'm curious about what the Astral World is. I mean, he modified an entire whale and probably operated on Laboon many times. I still don't think it's 100% Shiki, just a possibility. Of course, it's a complete possibility. I'm not ruling it out. I'm just saying I don't know where Shiki would fit in all of this, as far as Elbaf is concerned. But that's just me. I'm not saying that it would be impossible for Shiki to be there, because frankly, it's not impossible for any character to be there at all. But the likelihood is the one thing that people tend to take into question. But that's, like I said, just me. Okay, this thing's gonna get on my nerves, and if I'm not careful, it is gonna scratch my face up if I don't get rid of it. You ever get like a piece of your nail that is just like on a corner? Okay, smooth nail now. Smooth nail. All right, now, no more distractions. And my lip is so incredibly chapped. But everyone meets up with each other. We now know that rainbows can be artificially created. So when they were talking about using a painter to get someplace, we was all like, do you want to use a painter to get back up there? It's all like, no, don't even worry about it. And I wonder what painters are. And they're like these big cube things that Dory and Bragi use to artificially create rainbows that allow them to ascend all the way up to different levels. Artificially created tangible rainbows that can be used to travel up to the different levels of Elbaf. So do we think it's the same character from the cover story with Crocus? Crocus cover story. It is. The dude has this. It's the same guy. Chapter 631. It has to be him. It has to be him. Because if you go to the cover story, it has to be him. That's also the thought Oda could throw us off here big time. This cover story is over a decade old, after all. A decade old, and yet this person seems to have a similar shape and similar hat and what looks to be like hair flowing down their back a little bit, kind of similar to the person that is in this chapter at the end. It could be the same person. Oda literally surprising people with the continuation of a cover story from over 10 years ago. Matter of fact, let me pull up this cover story. Chapter 631. I'm going to have to go all the way back down. Actually, you know what? No, I don't have to, because yo bro got the volume. Hold up. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find the right one. Let me see. Let's see. Gotta move my zoom out the way. And a little thing that my little niece got me. Let's see here. 631. Which volume is that? Okay, this is 187. Let's go here. Let me see. Chapter 226. Nope. We need to go further. Volume 40. Chapter 388. Nope. Even further. Let's go to volume 50. Let's see. 491. Nope. Further. All right, let's go to Fishman Island. Uh, 626. All right, volume 64. 631. Volume 64, New World Part 4. 631, Concord Plaza. All right, 631. All right, here we go. All right. Chapter 631, Concord Plaza, Decks of the New World, Volume 16, Twin Cape. And we have Laboon, Crocus, and this individual that has a striped jacket on, a tattered straw hat with like a black diamond shape on top, and he has long hair, having a drink with Crocus. And Crocus looks to be enjoying his company. And that was all the way back in chapter 631 of volume 64. That's how long it's been. Yes, I've gone to the encyclopedia shelf. Let's see, like, reminder, the blonde, Gorosei's hair color was recently changed to white in the official coloring. The blonde hair could be misleading as well. Yep, could be misleading as well, to make people think that, oh, maybe it's Shiki, but he cut his hair. Oda really does like to... Oda will, the way he writes stories, it can make you think one thing, but then it's all like, oh, nope, not him. Scopper Gabin is also speculated in the community right now. We saw him fighting with an axe. Would fit in with Elbaf? Elbaf, you would. Sooner or later, Scopper Gabin has to make an appearance. After all, he was Roger's left hand. Yeah, right next to Rayleigh. Right next to Rayleigh. You know how Luffy has Sanji and Zoro? Roger had Scopper, Gabin, and Rayleigh. So I wonder what Scopper has been up to this entire time, let alone the rest of the Roger crew. So, let me put this back. So let me just say this. One, I am so grateful that we are getting this long narration of Elbaf as we get fully introduced to it. But the warning from Louis Arnault is do not overstay your welcome here. This place is gorgeous. This place is beautiful. You could get lost here. You could lose so much time here in Elbaf. But a fair warning. Do not stay here longer than you need to. Like Disneyland. You could lose so much time being in Disneyland or Disney World. So much splendor, so much wonder, but don't overstay your welcome. So, boy, I cannot wait to see what the world of Elbaf has to offer. Remember also that in the manga, Yasopp has solid black hair, but in the anime, it's blonde and later light brown. Yeah, remember, Yasopp didn't even have dreads. At the beginning of the series, Yasopp had like regular long hair, like shaggy long hair. But now he's got dreads, and I think the dreads fits Yasopp better. Got a dip. Catch you guys later. Kitty, it was an honor and privilege having you here. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself here today. I still got Sakamoto days to do after this. But, I can't wait to see what Elbaf has to offer. Especially when Dorian Broggy start talking about Luffy being the sun god. You know, being Nika. And that gets brought up, because that's going to be brought up again. That's going to be brought up. We are in the land of the giants where they revere Nika as a god. They literally have a holiday where they fast and then they just eat a whole bunch of semla for the sun god. They revere the sun god. So having Luffy here, I imagine we're going to learn so much about Nika because it's part of giant culture. I can't wait. I can't wait. We've got the official narration for being in Elbaf, and I'm looking forward to it. I don't think I have anything else more to say, because otherwise I'll just be prattling on. We'll have many a time to speak about this even more. At least we know where Minatomo and possibly the missing women are in the cover story. Maybe. They could be there at the Udon Castle, rebuilding it and turning it into... who knows? Like a hotel or something? I don't know. But at least it's not anything nefarious. At least that we know of. Because last time I checked, we saw the rest of the Beast Pirates get bodied by Ryokugyu, but we don't know of their fates. Queen got massively drained. King got drained, and so did all the rest of the Beast Pirates that tried to stand up against him. But we don't know their fates. Was it mentioned that they were detained and taken to Impel Down? Let me see. Status alive. Let's see. Weeks later, still injured, bandaged, and in an unknown location. Yeah. Still injured. Last time we heard him, last time we saw anything from King was all the way in chapter 1121. Almost pretty much 10 chapters before this. 1121. Weeks later, King was still injured and bandaged and in an unknown location. As he listened to Vegapunk's worldwide broadcast, King recalled his own experiences as a Lunarian when the scientists mentioned rare races that were persecuted. And if we go to Queen and go all the way down to the Wano Country arc, that's the last we hear. Let's see, scroll down, all the way down. Following the Alliance's victory, Queen was located at the former prisoner mine along with King and many other crew members. A week later, Admiral Ryokugyu came and attacked the complex, impaling Queen with a tree branch, which rapidly dehydrated him and made him shrink considerably. Queen demanded to maintain his weight, but Ryokugyu then brutally stomped on Queen multiple times. Ryokugyu then requested a battleship to be sent to Wano, presumably to detain Queen and his crewmates. So they're both alive. We just don't know where they are. But that's King and Queen. Could the Sunstone be the answer how to get to Sky Island safely? Ganfall mentioned back then that there was a safer route through High West or something, and we saw King bandaged during the Egghead message. Brogy, ba ba ga ba 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 ba. By the way, God Usopp, your dad was here with red hair. Yasopp avoiding that child support like crazy. Shanks sent Broccoli Man packing. Yeah. But that's the information that we have for King and Queen as far as like where they are at the moment. But that's a conversation for another time. So I feel like when it comes to Elbaf is one of the more longer-lived nations due to the fact that giants live for an incredibly long time. Because when you think about it, most giants live up to the hundreds. Like, the oldest we've seen of a giant was like 200 and something years old, like 261, 262. Giants live for an incredibly long time. So I feel like with the culture of giants and how long they live, there's a deep amount of history stemmed in their culture. And one thing I would like to learn is their connection to the Gorosei. Because remember when Warcury was going up against Dorian Bragi, and he said, like, we have other issues with you and your kind. Like, what did the giants ever do to you? So I got so many questions. Yeah, another solid chapter and no break. No breaks! No breaks! I'm happy about it. So while I'm excited to really be here in Elbaf and just see what all it has to offer, the learning from these chapters, I can't wait. I cannot wait to learn more about Elbaf. 347. Thank you, Ozzy. So I was off by I was off by like what? 80 something years? 86 years? Do you think Elbaf is higher than Wano? As far as like elevation? Easily. While Wano is perched up on a gigantic mountain, Elbaf is literally on top of a giant tree. It might as well be the redwood of One Piece. The biggest redwood of One Piece. It is a tree that is meant to hold an entire nation of giants. And everyone in Elbaf easily eclipses the size of a vast majority of things on Wano. So I am under the belief that Elbaf itself may have the highest elevation out of any natural landmass or object within One Piece. One of the biggest. And right now, one of those giants is about 400 right now in the current timeline. Yep. One of the chiefs is still alive. So, yeah. Easily, Elbaf is... I want to say that Elbaf is higher than Wano. I want to say that. Family's calling me. Must be time for the leftovers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I said everything that I wanted to say. Food's downstairs. We got some leftovers for Thanksgiving that has kept, and it's very good still, so I can't wait to eat all of that. But we're here in Elbaf. Well, of the official welcome to Elbaf, and I can't wait to see where the story of One Piece goes next week because we ain't going on break. I got some things that I'm going to be doing this month in December that I can't wait to do for every single one of you. I'll do an update video tomorrow so that everyone can know what's going to be happening, and I'll keep you all informed if there's any changes. We got Warhammer 40k Darktide. We got Kirby and the Forgotten Land. We got the Ode to Castlevania DLC for Vampire Survivors. I got a Q&A session that I'm going to be doing for this year. We got the 2024 Video Game Awards. We got Marvel Rivals. There are so many things that I am looking forward to entertaining you guys with, and as we go throughout these weeks, I hope you guys just enjoy everything I do for you, and just thank you for all the things that you do for me. But I'm done. Time to eat. and then we'll get started on Sakamoto Days. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!